Hey there everybody, in this video we're going to talk about how to create an email marketing promotional calendar. So we're going to talk about how often you should be emailing your list. We're going to talk about what you should be talking about. It's going to be really helpful to get you clarity on around exactly what to be sending and how often to send it. Hey there, my name is Brandon Brashears and I make digital marketing videos here on this channel. So if you're looking to grow your business with digital marketing, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give a thumbs up to this video if you like it, and comment if you have any questions. All right, so let's talk about email marketing. Email marketing is still one of the most effective ways to sell to your list. I love email marketing because it is owned media. You don't have to rent it, right? So if you're on Facebook or Instagram, they can shut you down. The platform can go down. And they can also change algorithms, increase expense, all kinds of things. You're not in control of that kind of stuff. So with email, you own that. Now, email open rates have been steadily declining, but if you are providing value and offering value inside of email, it's still a great way to reach your clients. So let's talk about what you should be sending and how often you should send it. So before we start with the plan on anything, first we need to know who are we targeting, what are the main objectives that we have here. If you have a list, typically I like to segment my list as much as possible. So if you only have one product or service, it's easy to segment your list. You know who you're selling to. But if you have a bunch of different products and a bunch of different ways that you're getting people to come in, it's important that you are segmenting them to know exactly who it is you're going to be targeting. Now, once you have those people that you're trying to target, you're collecting those email addresses, hopefully you're offering some kind of value in place for that email address. We need to figure out, okay, what are our end goals that we're going to have with these target audiences that we have? Are we looking to sell more products? Are we looking to take people from an entry-level product and ascend them up and sell more, increase our average lifetime value of clients? What is it that we're trying to do? That, I think, is step number one. Now, it doesn't have to be the same objective every single time. And depending on what kind of additional content you have, it's going to be a great tool to drive people to YouTube channels or Facebook pages or to the other areas where you want to be collecting attention. So the first thing that we need to do, number one, is define all of the offers that you have. And I like to just write all of the offers down, write the main audiences that they're for. I also like to really identify what the before and the after looks like for those main audiences. Once we have that in place, once we know that and we're very solid on exactly what it is that we're offering, who it's for, and what they're going to look like before and after, the next thing that I do is I figure out what kind of content do I have that's built around those different offers. Sometimes it's appropriate to send out emails for just offers, but if you do that all the time, people are going to get burned out. Unless they're specifically signing up for like a deal of the month club or some kind of promotional email list that they know that they're going to be being sold every single time, most businesses need to sprinkle in content there. So it's important to also include a list of or a catalog of all of your content that you have. So with the content that I have and that I create, I like to put it into a spreadsheet. I call it a content silo. I'll typically put in the audience that it really works well for, the different keywords that I use in this URL so that I can create retargeting lists for it when I'm sending traffic there. And then I also like to talk or at least point towards the offer that's relevant to that piece of content. That way I know specifically what the end goal is for people that are visiting this content. I like to use the content that I have to segment. Now I know we're talking about email, and so email is a fantastic way to communicate with your list and to engage them in other pieces of content. And in fact, the more that you can get your list to take action and the more that you train them inside of email, they're going to be more likely to take action and buy your products or services by using email as well. So once we know who it's for, once we know what the offer is that we're looking to do, and once we know the content that we have to put out there, I'll typically like to take a look at a calendar, and I actually created a 12-month digital marketing planner. And you can buy it on Amazon. It's right here. This is what it looks like. It's set up so that you can fill it in and start any time of the year. But I like to set up my calendar and I look specifically for different holidays that are coming up. And holidays are just great to plan. You have at least one holiday a month, and there's always reasons to be offering sales or promotions or being in touch with people. And so that is typically how I like to plan the different kinds of promotions that I have. So I'll put my promotions in the month, and I know, okay, on this date we're offering maybe a special with pricing that ends on this day, or we'll typically run a Black Friday sale and it starts on this day, ends on this day, and we'll put 3 emails in there. So it's going to be based on your list, your offer, and this is very unique to your business. You're not going to be able to say, okay, you need to send every Monday and Friday. Monday needs to have X, Y, and Z, and Friday needs to have this. So that's not how it goes, right? It's going to be specific to your business. But if you can put it together so that it's a cohesive plan, and maybe if you have a podcast, for example, if you're pushing people to a podcast on the day that it's released, it helps your downloads get more, and it helps people subscribe to it. And then, you have promotion starting for a sale that's coming up, and then you're promoting a webinar or an event. So if you see things, I like to typically at minimum email once a week, and people say that's a lot. But the truth is, if you don't have something to say to your list, you need to be creating more content and then email out that content that you're creating. But keeping in touch with your audience at least once a week is a great way to just stay in touch, let them know what's going on, and help them to stay connected to your brand. If you're not going to stay connected with them and stay in touch with them, then your competitors will be. And so it's have to stay, especially depends on the product that you have, but you have to stay in touch with your customers and provide value. You don't have to sell every single time. So I think that's a very important distinction. You have promotional emails, which are selling stuff, but you also need to have relational emails that help to build the relationship, drive them to other pieces of content on other networks, give them information that's going to be helpful, maybe deliver mini courses or mini classes or PDFs that are helpful inside of email. Email is such a great way to communicate. Now, email initially was set up as a way to communicate back and forth, right? So don't just make it a broadcasting channel. Ask your audience to respond to things. If you have a really big audience and you say, that's not legitimately possible for me, then just ask them to give you feedback and say, hey, I'm thinking about creating a new video on YouTube. I'd love to know, what would you like me to create content about, right? And then you're asking for input. So it helps the medium to be what it was used for and what your clients and customers are actually using it for. When somebody's sending emails to their friends or coworkers, they're not just sending broadcasts. They're actually engaging and responding. So think about how you're using email to stay in touch with your customers. Now, a few things that I think are very, very helpful. Number one, when you start your email broadcast, make sure that you know exactly who is going to be receiving it and let them know what the expectations will be so that they're not surprised. So if you're going to send a daily email, for example, everybody needs to know the minute that they're signing up. They shouldn't get emails and then be like, geez, this is really hardcore. A good example of that is Woot, which is Amazon's refurbished product stuff. They send daily emails and they're explicit. You're going to get daily emails. And even in the email signature, they say, hey, are you getting too many emails? Get tired of getting emails from us? Let us know. Daily is often. So think about that. You need to make sure that expectations are set properly and that you really respect your email list. If you are sending something that you think might not be of value, don't send it and figure out something that will be valuable. So set up your email so that it is stacked in a way that is not constantly promotional unless that's what you're known for, right? So Woot.com, for example, sends out emails that every single time they're promotional, but you know that when you're signing up for it. So think about your brand, how you like to relate to your customers and your clients, and then respect them and deliver value through email. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you can get some clarity. Again, setting up email calendars and setting up promotion around the assets that you have and sending content out, it's going to be helpful to give you a good mix of content in your emails. So if you have any questions, comments, or need help with anything, please comment below. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.